ask the Scottish Government whether it will reconsider its position on further regulating the ownership of American XL bully dogs in Scotland, in light of reports that widespread rehoming from England to Scotland is raising public safety and animal welfare concerns.
Minister Siobhian Brown.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. The Scottish Government is concerned to hear reports of XL bully dogs being moved to Scotland for rehoming. I've made it clear to the UK Government, and there should be no impact to Scotland as a consequence of the policy that's been implemented. The UK Government's response stated that if an XL bully owner in England and Wales travelled to Scotland and sold or otherwise transferred or abandoned the dog to someone in Scotland, it is unlikely to be an offence. The criminal law should provide clarity on whether an offence has been committed or not, and the unintended consequences of the UK Government's policy is that we're now seeing an influx of XL bully dogs coming to Scotland. It is important to ensure Scotland does not become a safe haven or a dumping ground for the XL bully dogs from England and Wales. And I can confirm to Jamie Green and the Chamber that in light of recent events, ministers are urgently reviewing the policy on XL bully dogs, and public safety will be paramount in our deliberations, and a timetable for any policy change will be updated to Parliament imminently.
Jamie Green.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. The unintended consequences we're seeing are not a result of UK legislation, but as a result of this Scottish Government failing to take action, leading to the situation where there is huge amount of anecdotal evidence of rehoming across the border into Scotland. There's an online Facebook group which has over 20,000 members where people are discussing this very issue day in, day out. Now, I understand they're very well-meaning. As an animal lover, I understand the sentiments behind some of this rehoming, but we do not understand the full consequences of what will happen. The First Minister was very clear to the media yesterday when he said, "I think it is important for us to make very clear that Scotland is not a safe haven for XL bully dogs." I agree with him, Minister. So will the Minister now explain to the public what action this Scottish Government will take to ensure that the rhetoric on this is followed by action?
Minister.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Given the lack of notice of the decision from the UK Government and in context of the different approach of dog control, Iron officials have been reviewing the evidence on the situation in Scotland and have met with a wide variety of stakeholders over the winter to consider the evidence and their views as to what work is best in the Scottish context and to consider any unintended consequences. I have met with the SPCA, Dogs Trust, Dogs Control Coalition, individual dog clinical behaviourists. I've met a victim of a dog attack, the Kennel Club, Blue Cross, Edinburgh Cat and Dog Home, Communication Workers Union this morning, Police Scotland on Thursday, and also the National Dog Warden Association. I've also instructed officials to undertake regional engagements with local stakeholders to look at ways for partners to work together to improve operational responses and enforcement, and to aid community engagement to help promote more responsible dog ownership. And as I said in my first answer, this is under urgent review at the moment.
Jamie Green.
It's been under urgent review for months, Minister, and I'm going to be frank because I've been raising this issue for months in this chamber. Everything we warned might happen is sadly now happening. We've already seen the utterly horrific story over the weekend of a dog which was trafficked from England to Scotland. It was unsuccessfully attempted to be sold online. The dog was then horrendously beaten to death and left on the street. I would not want to be the Minister in charge of any policy who dithered and delayed a day longer than is necessary on this issue, and another tragedy occurs. So please, Minister, before it is too late, will the Scottish Government now announce a ban on these dogs before a single life, human or otherwise, is lost?
Minister.
Thank you. While the UK Government announced its decision to ban this dog breed with no advance notice or consultation, we are approaching this in an evidence-based manner. No new breed type has been banned in the list for more than 30 years, and it's important to carefully listen to the views of expert dog control interests to help inform our policy approach in this area. And as I said in my first answer, it is under urgent review at the moment, and any policy change will be told to Parliament imminently.